Don't worry about it. You'll be fine. The only thing is actually, I'll make sure to have some like wood available. Like if just when you're driving up here, like don't dilly dally. Just drive straight up, because like the sand is like kind of like a little bit loamy here.
Yeah, I'm 4-wheel drive as well. I'm good.
All right. Okay.
Thank you.
Whatever. Just maintain a consistent speed. Everybody gets up fine. You start stopping and be like, oh yeah, look at that, huh? That's pretty cool. Like, what happened here?
That's funny. Cool.
But it's only like that for like one little bend in it, and then it's pretty good otherwise. And then in here, it's an engineered driveway, so that won't be an issue on the AMF property. And that's cool. Yeah, so you could either you can use the futon out here, or I've got a cot.
I'm bringing a tent and everything, sleeping pads, sleeping bags, everything. So don't worry about it.
You guys are gonna do a sleepover. You guys should have pillow fights.
Well, I'll hook up. Well, no, I'm just saying so I'll hook up the backside. Because I was actually ready to even in the shambles that this is. I was like, well, if Sean's gonna come by sometime, let me try to figure out where would I put somebody. So I kind of started sculpting out the back with pallets and stuff. So it's like a fence, it's basically like a little porch, but there's nothing overhanging it right now. So it's good for a tent.
You don't put Sean anywhere. Sean puts himself somewhere.
Is that what happens?
I'm gonna go here. Well, I built this for you. I don't care. I'm going here. You got to prepare for that.
I don't know. I was concerned about the possibilities of having repeated dog problems.
Dog attacks.
Yeah, I was concerned about this as an issue, which I think I've alleviated the stress of that, because I think they were attracted to a particular type of fly trap that I was using. It smells like rotting shit.
That's hot.
Yeah, and I think the dogs were like, whoa, what does that smell like to you, bro? Like, yeah, I smell something too, man. What is that? Is that rotting shit? I think that is. Let's go get it. And then they rolled up on me, and they were ready for it. But I stopped using that, so I think that's key. And yeah, so it's mostly safe, I think, for any kind of animal that's gonna, that we're gonna fight off anyway with our hands. You know what I mean?
So we had some dog problems around here, but we introduced lions, so all's well now.
If it's a dog that can jump really high, we're in trouble.
Everything jumps high.
I'll be fine.
Yeah, there aren't bears.
Even the flies jump.
There's no bears around here. That's awesome.
That's what I'm gonna have to deal with in Vermont. Bears and 2 suns.
Bears and what?
2 suns in the sky.
Oh, 2 suns. Yeah, that's a
That
problem.
seems to be a phenomenon in Vermont lately.
Don't worry about it. Just pretend like you didn't see it.
I'm gonna be like, okay, that's not there. I'm not Luke Skywalker in a real Star Wars video game here. Nope.
Yeah.
It's all real, and when we die, there's nothing except God and His love. That's what happens when we die. God and His love.
He loves you.
A big bear hug when you die.
You think He loves you?
No.
I like that, right? I saw that.
Absolutely not. He loves me as much as my dead parents do.
I saw a bumper sticker that said Jesus loves you, but everybody else thinks you're an asshole. I really liked it.
Tell us the truth.
But yeah, I don't know. Maybe some people have had college experiences, so I don't know. Damn, there's ripping and gnashing of teeth, and it doesn't end well.
But Jesus died for my sins. What sins? The sins that you committed before you were born. I didn't commit any sins before I was born because I wasn't here to sin.
Yeah, you did.
I don't even understand what the fuck you're talking about. Like a preemptive forgiveness. It's like, you're a piece of shit, and I already forgave you for what
you got to read
going
between
to
the
do.
lines.
Yeah, I got to read between the lines.
You got to pay the sin tax. You
got to pay sin
between
tax.
the lines.
Oh, that's
Sin
a nice
tax.
one. Sin tax.
Oh, well, it's funny though the way it went, right? The way it went is you talked to your rabbi and you would pay him to raise a goat, and then the theory here is as you paid him to raise the goat, all your sins would go into the goat, and then he would sacrifice the goat.
Yep.
Right, sacrificial goat, which that's what they turned Jesus into. I'm washed in the blood now, I'm cool. Right, it's sort of the sacrificial goat.
Some dude with beard and long hair, which everybody would have had, and how do you even know when he's coming back?
Oh, he's soon. He's coming soon.
He's coming soon. Only 86 generations have been waiting for him. He's coming any day now.
No, I could drive around here in the older country, and it's there's billboards up that says Jesus is coming soon, and I'm like, what does that mean? Right, exactly. Be precise. Parse it for us.
I want a date.
I want a date. Yeah, specific date. Exactly what do you mean? Yeah, I get it. No, it's
When they say
June 6, 2024,
I don't understand.
the second coming. Featuring
what tense
Jesus.
are they speaking in when they say He is risen?
I
I don't even know what that means. He is risen. What?
He rose. Dude, it's risen, rosen, you're like a dude you're trying to be. No, I'm just kidding.
Jesus
Let's
is
lawyer up.
What?
Lawyer up.
He is Charlie
What
Rose.
exactly do you mean? Yeah.
Jesus is Four Loko. I'm really liking this. It's
Did you
totally
take a
like
Four
killing
Loko
my
nap
liver.
earlier?
I can feel my liver dying.
Did you take a 4 Loko nap before?
I took a Four Loko nap on it. I had Four Loko empty stomach.
What's that? MG42 in the pillbox? In the side chat? No, I'm just kidding.
Ooh, you said a name that you shouldn't say.
He would show up.
You don't want to invoke that.
I've had it out for him before.
No.
I had to play my harmonica over top of him because he could
Yeah.
just fucking talk. Like,
Yeah.
Well, anyway, right. Well, whatever. I think there's some merits of the Bible. I
We
just
don't let that chicken in the barn anymore.
why not? Oh yeah, she'll just like
Yeah.
She'll lay eggs all over the place.
go crazy.
You really think there's some errors in the Bible? Oh, my God.
Yeah, I think there's an error. It starts with
What?
the Bible, and there's the error.
Yeah.
Wait, is the Old Testament? You mean the Old Testament or the New Testament?
All of the Testament.
Well, yeah, I mean, to be fair here, honestly, though, you guys, like, seriously, like, our ancestors didn't have a sort of, a myth wasn't different from reality. Like, it's hard to explain, but, so if you think about it, we have, like, science and the church now. They did not have those two separations. So,
Were you there?
what? Yeah, I was there. So, they were all blended together. Yeah, I was there. They were all blended to fucking together. So, I mean, I can read, like, I don't know everything, but I can learn other information from reading. So, right, everything is not primary knowledge, right? I mean, have I ever stood in front of a bus and wait for it to hit me to prove that it can kill me? No, I haven't. But I believe that will happen if I did it. So, right.
It might.
Yeah, right. If I jump up the fifth story of a building, I'm pretty sure I'm going to die. Like, flapping my arms is probably not going to help. But, that's, again, that's not primary knowledge. So, yeah, that's all I have to say about that. I don't remember using no X. That's what movie was that? Oh, darn it.
Some folks call it a Kasha Blade. I call it snake blade.
Yeah, Snake got it right away. I don't remember. Was it? Did he say an axe? I don't use it. Yeah. All right.
So, according to the Bible,
According to the Bible, God loves the smell of burning flesh. It's pleasing to his nostrils.
No, I went over this the other day with somebody.
Me. It was me.
Yeah.
It is burning flesh, but it's of animals.
Give
And
a shit.
birds. And birds.
And birds.
Check this out. I don't.
Check it
I
out.
can't, I can't tell you what year, but I know what day of the year he should be coming back.
Oh, do tell.
Is
Tuesday.
it on a
Dude.
Thursday?
No.
Tuesday.
I said the day of the year, not the day of the week. The Hebrews have a feast called the Feast of Trumpets.
E1, do you have some sort of elaborate thing worked out in your office that, like, you have this sort of, like, I don't know.
Fucking A, man. It looks like a fucking serial killer's wall in my house. Just for
All
you.
right.
Line
Yeah, go ahead.
connected to here,
So
going to there.
you have a date picked out. Like, give us a year. Even a year would be good. And
That
every
wasn't me
eye
that
shall
said that.
see him.
That was New Perspective that said he had a date.
Oh. Sorry. New perspective. Do tell. What is the date?
What are you talking about? New Perspective? Where's New Perspective?
I don't know. I don't know. I'm related.
Oh, who was talking? Was it Uber?
Yes.
Oh, sorry, man. I thought New Perspective thing. Sorry, it's Uber.
New perspective. Do you have a date?
No, it's Uber. Sorry. It was,
Dude, mute yourself. What the hell, dude? If you're coughing up a lung, like, you should really.
I'm sneezing up a lung. Nobody ever does that. I do it.
All right. Yeah, if somebody knows a date, I'd like to hear it. Soon is all I know.
I have heard what he's talking about, though. The Feast of Trumpets.
Well, because, all right. So, I think his birthday, wasn't December 25th. Everyone knows it was sooner in the year. I think that
Yeah.
was actually the Feast of Tabernacles.
Yeah, there's not a
Because,
solstice there where, like, the sun appears to, like, produce the same trek in the sky for 3 days and then continues moving. Like, there's no resemblance to the association with Christ there. But go ahead. Sorry,
Well-
I'll go on mute.
Yeah, no, dude. I actually agree with you on that. I think that's why the whole idea of him being born December 25th is the only reason why they can tie Christ in with, Isis or Osiris and fucking Mithra and all the other ancient sun gods and shit,
Yeah, the other gods that died on the cross, or the tree, if you will. And
I would like to know where this was in the Bible. And when they decided to build these. Was this the American Indians that built this? That's what it was. The American Indians built Tartaria. That's what it... I got it.
dude,
That's
what the fuck
the
are you
mystery.
talking about, Jimmy?
That's
Like, where are you
fucking
going? Wait, there was a
mystery.
girl
They
down there.
built Tartaria. Jesus
we missed
and
the
his
girl.
families built this, right?
Yeah, that's actually pretty awesome, really. But yeah.
Nobody fucking built this that we know. Maybe we know.
Wait, privacy. Wait,
Privacy
where
what?
does it? What does it claim to be? Where does this claim to be? Is this in the? Wait, you're like scrolling through it. So where you're like you're saying it's not real? It's not
I'm
a tangible
saying, who the
physical
fuck
place.
built it? Was it Jesus in his sandals, or was it Peter or Paul or the fish Jesus caught with the endless bread?
It was none of
Who
them.
built this?
Nobody
The
believes
Vatican.
that. That's an inspiration, right?
And the cross is obviously to represent Jesus.
Well, that's
Right.
actually
No, the
it's
cross
actually.
isn't to represent Jesus. It's to represent Talmud.
Why did they use the cross all over Tartaria?
Okay, so Nimrod,
cross is a-
Semiramis, and Talmud. All right, Talmud is
If you look at my
supposed to be
if you look at my avatar,
Christ.
if you watch it once, you'll get a twisted cross, and it looks like a swastika, which is a sun symbol. I'm just saying.
Yeah,
I didn't do it intentionally, but really, that's what the cross is. It just doesn't have the bent arms. It's a sun symbol. Jesus is the son of the sun. It's not a difficult concept. He walks on the water. Have you ever seen the sun play on the water? Like it's right.
I
It's
walk
the
on
son of the
water
sun.
too. It's called winter.
Yeah.
So,
Well, you could try it here, and you might walk on the water for a little while until you didn't.
Hey.
Right. Yeah.
Hey, Jimmy, speaking of the Catholic Church, though, St. Peter's, St. Peter, right? The Basilica?
Yeah.
In Italy?
Yeah.
All these Catholics go there and kiss his feet and shit, right?
yeah.
Like his foot, the foot of the statue is actually worn away. Like it's a nub. Like he looks like a wolf that got his foot, like half his foot blown off.
Yeah, but they do that with the Blarney
because-
Stone too, and it doesn't have anything to do with Jesus.
Because it's been worn away by people kissing it and touching it. And
Yeah,
rubbing
I
it
mean,
and
I'm
shit,
just
right?
saying that they do it with the
But-
Blarney Stone too, which doesn't have anything to do with Jesus. People like to have these.
I know, but what I'm saying is that the Vatican telling everyone that it's St. Peter, that's actually an old statue of Jupiter.
Yeah, the Vatican did all of that.
Peter after, fucking way back when they created the great.
Yeah, right. All the Christians all took the pagan temples. All of the pagan temples were converted to Christianity. All of
I
them.
want to know when
Yeah.
Jesus built this shit. When did Jesus build this? Because
Yesterday.
Jesus had Nazareth
Who
like Jesus
said
was
he
a humble
did?
man. I want to know when Jesus built this shit. Look at all this shit. When did the American Indians build this in America?
Dude, what are you talking about? You're
All
off
of
in
this
never,
shit
never
is in
land,
America.
bro. You're
Like,
off
all
in
similar.
never,
It's
never.
in America.
What are you talking
And Jesus and the Indians built it.
about? Jesus and the Indians. I don't know what you're talking about. Like
I'm
these
making
are
fun of American history. Jesus and the Indians built all this shit and the ice capades. They built the
Okay.
ice capades too.
Hey, Jimmy, do me a favor. Send me a couple grams of whatever you're smoking.
I want some
I'm
too.
smoking Four Loko right now.
Oh,
I
Make sure
found
you
Four
don't
Loko for the first time ever. I'm going to introduce Sean to it.
You helped him out, did you? Like I'm gonna help you out, bro.
Jesus built my temple during
He
the
built
Ace
my
of
hot
Spades time period.
Nobody said Jesus, man.
dude,
That's
and
always-
Joel Osteen says that Jesus gave him a fucking jet. So whatever.
He's whatever. He's
Is this the Flatiron Building that's in every fucking town? Yeah,
That's pretty cool.
Flatiron Building, they call
Yeah.
it.
Show some more. good
There
stuff.
are coliseums in almost every state. There's
Jibby, what is your point and what are you getting at?
my
Like, seriously,
point
I mean,
is we're the tenants in the new eviction. Who built that? Jesus?
The Vatican.
I don't.
This shit is all knocked down today. All this shit that was that cool. They knocked it down. Why?
You're telling me it's gone, and these
It's
are all
gone.
pre-existing structures that are gone.
A lot of them are gone.
Well, that's CG for sure, right there. I mean, obviously.
But a
Yeah,
lot of these
they
look
look real.
CG. A lot of them look CGI, and they're not. They're actually
I mean,
real.
should I pull up dragons and shit and be like, "Oh, look"?
This is. I know it looks like CGI, but this was here before Jesus. I want to know how many Indians built it.
I don't
Because
know.
the
I don't
Indians
know.
were all about teepees
Click on
and
another
giant
one.
church
Let's
cathedral
see something
temples.
that's not CG because I'm seeing lots of CG.
No, it's
Wow,
not.
but
Believe me,
fan.
I'm telling you, most of the shit I'm showing you is
Well,
all CGI.
Yeah. Well, yeah,
This
looks
is not
like
CGI. They built this shit.
Click on something. I'll tell you if it's CG or not.
Okay.
Pick one.
He's all, I'm an expert, man. Trust me.
You think that's CGI? It's not.
Yeah, that's fucking CG.
That's
Fucking
not.
look at it, dude.
It's not CGI.
That's not CGI. CG. It's
Look at the tree in the
computer-generated.
grass. You think that's CGI?
Yeah, it's fucking CG, dude.
It's
What
not.
are you for? Like, ooh, look, it's got radio towers on top of it. No fucking way, dude. Look at it. Look at the colors. Like, why do they look so? No. Let's see. What's his name?
Man, Jibby, are you okay?
This is CG. What did it? Oh, like it was.
That was a good hit.
Yeah, you aren't smoking weed. What's going on?
Fuck, good dude.
I'm not smoking weed and drinking Four Loko right now, no.
Look at it. There's not even any. Four Locos?
You think that's CGI right here?
Hello?
Hello?
Four fucking
I'm sitting in a church pew looking at a VR.
Yeah, that looks like CG to me.
It's not.
The red light is raining down upon you.
Yeah,
no,
it's
It's
but
Jesus'
Jesus' love.
according to the faggots, the glass, like the stained glass in the Gothic cathedrals, is like unmatched in history.
Oh yeah. Well, there's
Like just the quality of the amount of light that they bring out and the amount of color.
Yeah, they're replicating the sort of external world. I mean, I don't know what you're talking about, Mike, but I'm saying the images we're seeing, like I can
That's
pull
not CGI.
I can pull up cathedrals, right? I don't know.
And then let me know
Like
how
they used to
Jesus built
exist, but they didn't. Well, look, unicorns. I'm gonna pull up unicorns right now.
Unicorns,
use
Indians, and Jesus built this.
Yeah. You're telling me that's what? What? So read the caption for us. I can't
Fucking
actually make it up.
hallways. The
Jibby,
caption.
I know, but read
Traffic to the
read
max.
it, though, dude. Read the account. What does it
Traffic to
say?
the max. I look at this and can't believe all the people that it took to make the beauty. I think about all the people working up and down this pathway. What it must have taken. Like,
Oh,
that
right.
is a hallway that
All right.
Jesus and the Indians built.
Okay, yeah, I don't know. Okay, it looks like CG to me, but you know,
I mean, like, this stuff is like really fascinating, Jibby. Like the way just the mathematics involved, let alone like how they got the materials there.
Well, they got the materials through slaves dragging them on logs. That's how they built everything.
no.
You want to build something? I got about 10,000 slaves here that'll drag
No,
them.
you're like slaves. Like all they had to do is have a couple vaginas sitting there in front of them, and they're like ham sandwiches is good. Like
beer.
yeah, it's a beer and some vaginas. Like, oh yeah, I'll work all day for that shit, dude.
It was built by Jesus logs.
Jesus. I don't know.
Egyptian Jesus log.
That looks like they're claiming that's real.
This is real. It's just a shot down hallway.
Where is it though?
Dude, this is all cathedrals and shit. Have you ever left the house?
I'm telling you,
Now,
somebody
wait a
took
minute,
a
you don't-
photograph of it. So that's when, right?
Fine,
Like,
have you seen the documentary Secrets Hidden in Plain Sight? It's on my channel.
How about impossible
no,
statue?
I haven't.
Watch that
Is it
video.
about magic planes and shit?
No, it's about like just the mathematics, like the sacred geometry involved in all this stuff. And the reason I asked is because it tells you, like, it goes through a bunch of imagery like this, and he tells you like where in the world he's looking at, and the sites and how they all line up, with stars and like a straight line to Washington D.C. and it makes like a perfect fucking Star of David and shit.
Oh well, I wouldn't be surprised about that. I mean, it's not. Yeah, that would be stunning or anything.
Does it make a Star of David on a globe or a flat plane?
Both.
It's impossible to do. It's going to be bendy Star of David then.
And, like,
the Star of David command.
yeah, what you're missing is just like the fact that it's a projection. So like, it could be projected on a flat map, but still like be on a globe in terms of like what they believe, the people that made it believe.
Yeah, you skew it appropriately. Yeah, that's not a difficult concept. I want to see where that came from, Jibby. Though I still don't like this. Like, oh, can you believe it? It's magic.
The guy,
I don't know. What? So give us.
standing here in this
All
cartoon cathedral. You
What's
think that's
the
CGI?
fucking? What is the
It's just
barometer, bro?
A cathedral. Are you on Pinterest or something, dude?
Yeah, I
Where
am.
is this coming from?
Why are you on
Pinterest.
Pinterest?
I'm on Pinterest.
I'm gonna start doing unicorns and displaying my screen. I'm telling you, dude. I'm getting ready to do it now.
It's
I
not
don't know.
cartoons, man.
Okay.
It's real. You think that's
Because
CGI?
you pulled something up off the internet, like they're not like, and it's here in France, and this is the geographical location you can go to. Like you
Jimmy,
can't,
get off,
like,
get off
that,
Pinterest.
that might be a cartoon. I'm not sure on that one.
Get off.
No, it's not a cartoon. That's real shit right there. I believe everything that you just showed me.
Do you realize like 95% of these things are real? They're not cartoons.
The one on your left is real, but
This one is, I think, Notre Dame. No, it's in Cologne.
That painting?
And
I
we
want to
can
know
go
how Jesus and the Power Rangers built all this.
Jesus did build nothing.
Jesus built hot rods. I heard it in the
Probably
snow.
wouldn't waste his time. I mean,
You
it
know,
was a sort of.
You got Skeletor's castle here.
No, honestly, like he did what you do, right? You make furniture.
I don't
Oh,
make
yeah.
furniture.
Yeah,
I
he was well,
Get on there.
probably a tecton, which that's a right. In the Greek, he was a tecton, which meant he was probably more like a mason, honestly. But I doubt he was a carpenter.
That's
Carpenter's
another
a
thing,
sort
like kind of
generic
just
term.
like you, right?
He's just like me. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
kind of a carpenter.
A tecton. But I think he was probably more like a mason, a stone-mason, which is like a right, mason's wicked evil.
I'm a very humble man. I use
Dude, you
$1
told
bills.
me you were like on here. You were like, yeah, it was a mason.
My grandfather was a mason. I'm not a mason.
You
This
said you
one?
were. Like,
This one, you think this one's a cartoon?
No, that's in Germany. I kind of recognize that one, I think.
Okay, well, Jesus and the Power Rangers built this, apparently, according to Britannica history.
Fuck off, dude. Don't be an asshole.
Like, how are we... where's the win
off.
here? Like,
Are you getting offended because I keep saying Jesus? Jesus built my temples. Jesus, Jesus,
Wait, I
Jesus.
saw a girl on that one there. You got to go back to that. Like, there was a girl wearing a bathing suit. Yeah, that's it, right there. So I'd rather look at that than... I would rather look at that than all the temples in the world.
Well, that came from Jesus' ribs.
Well, I'm just being honest. Go ahead.
Ian prefers to see hoo-ha's.
The Power Rangers built that back when the Indians were here, when Jesus...
Fucking bullshit, dude. What? Go read the description of that. You're a full-blown fake.
It's Disney
What the fuck is wrong
Day
with you?
Marvel.
Grow the fuck
Is that
up.
real Disney?
Get out of here.
They
Fuck
actually
off.
said Disney.
Your fucking mother. Dude, I'm going to type in, like, unicorns and, like, look on Pinterest and start rolling through shit. Like, this is gay.
Is this fake? No,
No,
it's not.
no,
Because
no,
I
it's not
actually went to a church that looked exactly like this.
Yeah,
Burned
okay.
down.
That doesn't mean that
Called Notre
everything
Dame
you
Dolores,
showed us
and
is...
burned down in the 80s.
All right, Cletus.
It's a real shit. Jesus and the Power Ranger Indians built it.
Yeah.
Okay, so, like, that's obviously what's ridiculous. What do you actually think built it, Jimmy?
I don't know what built it. None of us know what built it. The
Sarcastic.
point is, it's here, and the point is, Britannica doesn't explain it.
Why do you, like, okay, you're you, and you also, like, want Britannica to explain it to you?
I want
What
somebody
does
to.
Britannica say about gravity? Are you satisfied with that explanation?
No. Britannica lies about gravity. Britannica lies about this. I'm making fun of Britannica.
Like, what is, okay, that's what I'm saying, you know, like, sarcasm, you know, it's funny sometimes, but it gets lost at a certain point.
It gets lost in when I say the word Jesus because now it affects your bum.
No, like, that's why I mentioned the same thing about Britannica.
Are you not going to talk to me anymore like agave because I talk about Jesus' bum?
I'm talking to you right now.
Yeah, but you're on the way out
You
because
just said
too many
you want
Jesus bum
Britannica to
jokes.
explain it to you. Like,
Talked about Jesus' bum. Can't talk to him anymore. It affects my bum when
I'm
he talks
talking
about
to you
Jesus'
right now.
bum. Who built that? Jesus and the Russian Rangers?
No, but that's pretty awesome. That's Russian, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
who
they
built
weren't
it?
fucking around, man. Like, they...
What? What? What do you mean, who built it?
Who built it? Nobody can build this shit anymore.
Yeah,
It's
they
the
could.
bloody
No,
Buddhists.
they can't.
The Buddhists went around the world going, and these magic buildings just popped up out of the ground. Here you go.
Something happened like that, yeah.
No,
They
like,
looked like they were built with a song.
Jippy, can
Somebody
you
played a
think of a reason-
song and then they froze it. That's what this looks like.
That's
Cymatic
awesome.
songs.
Dude, I love
They
it, dude.
ate,
That's
they ate
pretty
a
cool.
bad stew and they all farted, and that was the result of the musical tone.
But you're really under the impression, Jibby, that Jesus
Sorry.
had to build this and that people couldn't have built these
How does Jesus live without mentioning this?
because it was after him.
It was after him?
The rest of the world doesn't exist. It's only the Middle East. Australia
Maybe.
doesn't exist in the Bible. I mean, the Southern Hemisphere doesn't exist in the Bible.
The
It's like
Southern
there's only
Hemisphere
one half
wasn't
of the
there
world.
until Jesus freed you from your original sins because you are a piece of shit.
And, they
And you were just born a piece of shit. And you should be
Wait,
really
I can't be on this panel anymore because you can't be talking about me. I was holy when I was born. I was born without sin. So
No, we're all pieces of shit automatically. If you don't accept that, I can't talk to you anymore. No matter how nice you are to me and no matter how many tens of thousands of years we've been friends. If you don't believe Jesus made my bum, we are not friends anymore.
What the fuck, dude? You're like you're off the chain.
I am making fun of it all and challenging. I beg you, please challenge me. Because Jesus made my bum. Jesus hates me for making fun of this. Because this is the poker room. This is the poker room in Tartaria. We have the clubs on the walls. I mean, come on. Who built this? The Indians? Who built this? Who the fuck built it?
I don't. You're like pulling up a bunch of CG, and I don't.
Good, this ain't CG.
The CG aside, I mean, like, you're just asking the question over and over. Like, can we look up maybe who actually built it?
I've been through this. Dude. I've been through all this shit. That's why I make
Why are you asking?
Was Jesus the wellspring of information? Yes, I would say it probably so. Whether he was real or not, that was that's what inspired them to
You
build
think
it.
that's CG? That's not
Yeah,
CG.
that looks like
That's Jesus. Jesus is up on top. He's saying, come back to my castle that I built.
Fuck your mother, dude. What is wrong with you? Like, really? Seriously, snap out of it. Snap out of it,
What are you
bro.
talking about? You don't think these things are real. They are.
On point.
Okay.
JB's on point, man. JB's right on the money.
There
How
you
is
go.
he right on the money?
He is. He's challenging what's being said, isn't he? He's challenging. He's
By
asking
asking if Jesus and the Power Rangers built it, and like, he wants to hear what Britannica has to say on the subject. But Britannica's not talking about it, so.
throwing a spanner in the works, isn't it? The absurdity that Jesus is returning. It's an absurdity, isn't it? Jesus is coming back, and everyone's waiting.
Right, that's
That's
why
real.
I said, okay, like you're saying that's ridiculous. So tell me the truth, like who built it, and what's the significance of it?
Right.
We don't know.
It was built. No, yeah.
Of course.
But it's a lot of elaborate work.
Look, I mean, to offer some sort of defense for Jesus, right? Conceptually, like you didn't, like Jesus isn't coming back. He comes back to you as a person. You're reborn, right? You come out of your mother's water, right? And you're baptized, which they sprinkle water on you again, and you're supposed to be reborn again. You can't do it by some priest sprinkling water on you, but is it possible? Perhaps. That's what I'm saying. So the whole notion that it's this sort of God figure, like Jesus is going to come back and do it for you. It doesn't work like that. You do it for yourself or it doesn't happen. That's it.
Do you know the people I know? Because
I don't.
I know.
Do they use syringes?
Ridiculous.
Okay, well, I was drawing the larger metaphor, but if you just like let's just tear shit down. I mean, I can do that. Like let's just destroy shit to destroy it. I mean, I can do that all day. It's easy. You get a hammer and you just
Jesus
fucking
was
knock it
here
down.
2,000 years ago, and we couldn't even come close to building this shit now. Not even
Yeah,
remotely
we
close.
absolutely could, Jimmy. Like the reason we
Yeah.
stopped building shit that way is because it was too expensive and it was too labor intensive.
Are you telling me there was more money in the past?
Jimmy, look at the types.
There
of
was
buildings
more
that
money in the
now.
past to build this than there is now.
They built
Have you
that, and then
seen
there was 10,000 hovels outside the church, right? Because they didn't spend the money on
Who
the
built
hovels.
this, and why did they go, you know what, the ceilings, those 10-foot ceilings, they're not cutting it.
Dude,
We gotta
I
make
could
it 9.
fucking build that right now today. Absolutely, I could fucking do it. I could do it. I don't give a shit what you say. Yeah, I could do it. I mean, it's going to take, 10 years to do an arch. One arch. Yes, they spent their whole lives on it.
No, they didn't. They want to tell you that. Who's got the weird speakers going on here with wacky feedback?
Yeah, I could do it. Well, you believe what it was.
I'm pretty sure you have the feedback.
Yeah, that's my.
I don't think
that's
it's
on
my
my end.
feedback.
I don't know what's going on. I have a new mic. Sorry.
This is a real picture, and there's about 10,000 more like it, at least. And Jesus and the Power Rangers built this, apparently, according to Britannica. Did the American Indians build it? No. Okay. Well, there's these things in America. So if it wasn't the American Indians, it must have been Jesus and the Power Rangers.
Didn't you say it was in Russia? I can't see what's on screen right now.
It's just a cathedral, and it's very common. I mean, I can show you one that I was born across the street from, and I'll show you that right now.
It's actually pretty fucking awesome, if you ask me. But right, our ancestors
Built
are
across the
impressive people.
street from this one. Right here. Wait, let me find the one where... Jesus, I didn't know there were so many with the same name. This one. This one... Nope, that's not it. Looks like it.
Have you not noticed that things have deteriorated? I mean, really, have you not noticed that? Like, even your houses, they're like swathed in plastic now. It's really pretty freaking unimpressive.
I was born across the street from this monstrosity. I was
We built
born
our houses
across the street from this. This is real. I can go
They're
film
swathed
this
in plastic
tomorrow.
with gold fixtures and like it's some version of crap.
This is one of the most incredible churches I've ever seen in my life, and I can go film this thing from the inside and out tomorrow if you want. I know exactly where this
That's
is.
awesome. Yeah, I know where they're. I got
It is
places like that around
retarded.
here.
And everybody in this town can barely build a tree.
Yeah.
Never mind this fucking thing.
Yeah, the churches,
They just
the
come from
churches
and
are the
hide in
old banks. I mean, like, come on, dude. What is wrong, dude? Like, you can't get that. Like, the banks used to be.
Nobody can build this. I'm
Yeah,
saying.
I could build that.
Yeah, they can,
No,
dude.
no.
Yeah. Tomorrow, I could fucking do it.
Nobody
Give me enough time.
can build this.
Fucking,
You haven't even seen what's along
Didn't
the
a big
side here
church-
and the intricacies and shit that I've seen.
Didn't a big church just burn down in, I can't remember where it was, but it got struck by lightning and caught on fire and everything, and they're rebuilding it right now. I know it's not as, it's way more intricate than what you're showing on the screen right there.
Really?
Yeah.
I would like to see that.
Yeah, they don't want to spend the money on it. That's it. Like, you need artisans to show up to do that sort of thing. Like, it's not somebody, like, you're not hiring fucking a bunch of Mexicans to, like, slam the shit done, right? Like, it doesn't work like that, right? You got to hire people that are craftsmen and, like, they know their shit, and you got to pay them a lot of money to do it. They don't do that anymore.
Nobody.
Yeah, of course they're not
do
fucking building it. Just like if you see any other building, they're all boxes. They're all like what, glass boxes? Look how disinteresting they are. Like, you can see the old buildings when you go downtown. Like, oh right, they have all this symbology ensconced upon them, and no, right, they don't do that.
It was Notre Dame.
Yeah, whatever.
Well, it's a very famous, well constructed church.
Yeah, I was just making a large. Notre Dame. They're rebuilding Notre Dame. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a little thing. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think so. Like,
I was on a hangout one time, standing right here, filming this church. I think it was Poncho's. I was right near it. I was born right over here in the hospital. This thing is unbelievable, and you don't even understand the intricacy that I can see when I get over here. This is the 1950s. Looks the same, but I mean, this thing is insane.
Who built it, Jibby? Who the fuck built it?
I don't know, geez. The Power Rangers, according to Britain.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, give me an answer that's honest, coming from you. Like, what? Like, how hard is it?
We didn't build it. We can't.
Are you kidding me? Our fucking ancestors are awesome goddamn people.
Oh, fuck that shit. The ancestors are on aluminum ladders with rope and horse.
You couldn't build it doesn't mean it is.
Aluminum ladders and horse and rope didn't build this.
Yeah.
Fuck
dude,
that.
Are you 4? Dude, wake up. Yeah, we could build that version.
Right here, in this building.
I could build that myself.
That
I mean, if I live for 100 years, it'd take me longer than that. But yeah, I could build the facade at least. Yeah, I could do it. I know how it goes, right? You build the lower half first, and you keep escalating, right? Like a skyscraper. It's not yet. It can be done for sure. Arches are. That's a known phenomenon too, because they're strong and they put all the weight on the ground. And then
think about what you're saying.
I know what I'm saying.
Similar architecture they build all around the world with the 2 steeples. It's got to be 2. It can't be 3. Can't be 1. Can't be 4. It's got to be 2.
I'll tell you what,
and it's got to be like this. And it has to be like that. And it's got to be like that. And they do it all around the world. Yeah, and they all talk to each other because they had
flying buttresses.
And they exchanged architecture back then.
Do flying buttresses. Do churches with flying buttresses. Go ahead and pull that up once, because that's before they figured it out. Go ahead, they're pretty fucking good too. Churches with flying buttresses. So what they did is they couldn't figure out how to make the walls not tumble. So what they did is they added appendages on either side to support the walls. They're actually the coolest looking churches I've ever seen. Right? They supported the walls from the outside. They buttressed the walls. Like, no, dude, yes, we can do that for sure. Just like we can build a fucking pyramid. Absolutely.
You're going to build this.
Aliens did it.
God.
Well, so you're telling me
that's the purpose of building this, is to pray to God.
Okay, so what are you saying? What are you saying then? Your point is they didn't exist and they made that shit all up. Is that what you're saying?
No, what you're saying is they built this in order to pray to God.
I'm asking you what you're saying. You're saying what? So the ultimately
I'm saying this was already here when the people came to this land. This bullshit was already standing.
Yeah, I don't think they were built to worship God. I think that's a racist.
So you're saying it was repurposed. It was already existed for 10,000 years. How long? 20,000 years?
Probably 400 years repurposed.
400 years. That's
maybe
not very
300.
Long. that's even less time. That's not very long at all.
300 years repurposed.
No, I think religion's a new invention. I can't see why advanced people of the past would have religion.
They wouldn't.
They know it was
People wouldn't spend 25 years of their lives building this fucking shit just to pray to baby Jesus.
Of some sort. All right, we're going full. Yeah, we're going full retard now. I mean, okay.
That's exactly what the truth does to history. It turns it full retard.
300 years. 300 years before when? Before the Middle Ages? 300 years before
now. I wouldn't believe any of the history.
All I'm trying to figure out is who did it. Like, you're saying, like, we're the new tenants, and we've been evicted, or somebody else was evicted.
So if I don't have the answer for who did it, it means it didn't get built?
I know it was built. Like, I mean, at least the stuff that has been built.
Right, and I don't have the ansser. Who built it? I know we didn't. That's one answer I do have, because I know the people of this town, they can't even wipe their fucking ass correctly. So they did not build this shit.
I got you. Okay. That's really all I was looking for. Because, it could be fucking aliens, like ancient alien shit, like, says that stuff.
No.
I grew up here. I grew up half a mile from this monstrosity, and the people there literally can't wipe their nose or ass. Literally. I can prove it to you tomorrow.
I'd say the
They're
same people
retarded.
built it.
They didn't build it.
I'd say-
They can't even build a fucking wooden house correctly.
I'd say it's the same people that are ruling the world at the moment. They're the descendants. It's the same people, I would say. That would be my guess. Because they have all the knowledge, you know?
They have
I
all
wouldn't
the
actually
knowledge,
disagree with you on it being
Whoever has the knowledge
same
to-
people that run shit now.
I would think so.
It's the most beautiful church I've ever known. And it's a church, and that's
It
what it's
shouldn't.
purposed for, but nobody built this to be a church to pray to baby Jesus. Nobody spent this time and quality. The quality on the other side of this thing, on this, when you get up close and personal, is insane. It's insane. When I looked at it with new eyes, I was like in awe. I was just, what? Like, you know, looking at it in a different way. It's like, what? It's insane. It gets wicked detailed on the other side. And it's just crazy. And I was standing next to this on ponchos one day, but I wasn't coming through too clear. It's fucking incredible. But they're knocking these things down. Why the fuck would you knock these things down? They're getting rid of the evidence that of how incompetent they are. They're going to realize, people are going to know they didn't build this. We didn't build this. And they've been getting rid of these for the past 100 years. Pay attention. While you're not noticing, they're knocking these down.
Dude, whatever. I don't. You ever you think about everything in the West here, and like we knock everything down. Like you knock a new building down, you're like, oh right, we'll just tear it down and build a new one. Like it's a sort of known phenomenon. I think you're really kind of stretching things a little bit, straining credulity.
I'm coming from a perspective of not speaking from 5 minutes of research. Speaking from months and months of research here.
Well, I actually have a propensity to
Yes, I'm summing it up in a very sarcastic, satirical way.
Okay. So you're telling me that, so this is the mud flood thing, so I'm trying to wrap my mind around this. So what happens is every 100 years there's a catastrophe, every 600, every 300 years? Like, what is it? Give me the basics.
How tall are your trees?
Yeah,
when
give me
you're at
the
local highway. How tall are those trees? Because if you get
720
the age of those trees,
Fuck
that will tell you when the last
Dude,
one.
I'm asking you for, like, what's your philosophy here? Like, give me the bare bones. Like, what are you trying to get at? Let's hack at the fucking root. Like, you're saying that every 300 years there's a catastrophe, people forget where they are, and they repopulate these buildings that our ancestors created? Is that what you're trying to say? Like, what?
I don't know who built them. We were sent here as Austin's and immigrants to clean, repair, and rebuild this area of land. And the red bricks, all this shit was already here. There were even train tracks here.
So there's nothing to hang our hat on then. It's all wildly conspicuous. I'm asking you.
Well, you gotta look into it. And you see that
look
shit
into
was already
what?
here.
I'm asking you to give me some sort of...
continued or back engineered or just expanded upon.
Give me a timeline or something. Like you were saying that every 300 years there's a... Like, I'm asking,
I don't know
what
about
happened?
every...
Well, okay,
Well,
so there's
like
the
300 years ago
catastrophe
now.
that befalls the human population. Then what? Like 300 years ago, there was a catastrophe that befell the human population, and they cleared out all the fucking mud and flood from this building we're looking at, and they were like, "Well, yeah, we built it." So that's what you're telling me? I'm trying to understand.
This building is buried, yeah.
Yeah, and they cleared it out. So like we would expect to see like pictures with dudes with shovels clearing it out because we couldn't build it. I mean,
No, a bunch of guys in the 1800s with shovels dug out every underground sewer system in every city. That's what happened. Guys with shovels in the 1800s dug out underneath Kansas City, San Francisco, New York, Boston. Guys with shovels dug out that entire underground shit and put buildings under there.
Yeah,
they
actually
railroad tracks underground.
Yeah.
Back then. Yeah, that's what happened. Guys with shovels and horses did that.
I dug out my whole septic system all by my lonesome.
Look at underneath
it's
New
pretty
York
fucking
City.
impressive.
Another
I did
New
it in
York
like
City.
a month. Yeah. Well, I don't know. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I'm trying to figure out like what are you getting at? Like what's the gist of your argument? And so I can't, like you can't be pinned down. You're like, oh, it's like Jello, like, oh, I don't know. Okay, well, you're saying that there was a catastrophe 300 years ago, 200 years ago, 350 years ago. Like these.
How old are your trees? How old are your trees all around you? That's when the last lawn mowing was.
Well, my trees die, and I feel like there's dead trees in the woods out here, and they seem to be dead.
So trees have Social Security.
No, trees
I'm
die.
getting too old. I'm gonna die.
Are you telling me that trees are unicorns and they live forever? I mean, is that what you're trying to tell me?
I'm saying if there's a 500-year-old tree That means trees can live to 500. So if your trees are not 500, count the rings, and that's how old they are. And then that's when the last lawn mowing was.
What's that mean? There's like a catastrophe that befalls the earth.
Yeah, there was a catastrophe that wiped out everything, and all your trees grew the same size. You're going down the highway, all the trees on both sides are the same size. How old are those trees? Because that'll tell you when the last lawn mowing was.
I'm 6'2", and nobody ever cut the top of my head off, but, I don't know what to say. Well, I'm just saying, I'm probably not going to get any taller, and hopefully there's not some sort of man mower that's going to come up and cut it off, but, I don't know. Yeah, I just thought, you're really straight incredulity.
It's just a possible...
You guys got such a fucking long way to go. I have fun every now and then. But seriously, you guys can't accept anything. You can't fucking accept anything.
Oh.
It's going to take you fucking forever to even get where I'm at. And I'm not saying I'm smarter than anybody. I'm saying I'm just a little bit more aware of shit. Because I've been doing this for so long, studying all this shit. And I lived here. I lived here.
Yeah, well, you don't sound very cogent, bro.
Somebody on the
I'm
internet
asking
didn't
you
get
to,
Tartaria.
give me
Tartaria was already
something.
there, whatever the
I
fuck
can
Tartaria is.
Tantaria, what the fuck ever. Give me some cogent I can hang my head on. I'm asking you, and you ain't fucking got nothing. Well,
We got architecture we can't
magic
do.
lawnmower that shows up and cuts everything down. Well, how about Jesus then? Let's talk about it. It must be fucking Jesus. Maybe
That's what I'm
Jesus is
saying.
fucking real, bro. But come on, give me
all the
some.
megaliths.
I'm looking for you, and I'm waiting to hear some shit, and you're not giving me nothing. Oh, Jesus. The trees are older than they should be or younger than they should
All the
because a
megaliths.
giant fucking magic lawnmower shows up and cuts shit down. Well, do tell. Where is it? I want to see it. I mean, fucking come
Hey,
on,
the
bro.
earth is flat. What does God's ass smell like? We don't have all the answers at the discovery of something brand new.
There's a lot of evidence to suggest that history is incorrect, that the timeline of it is correct.
Fuck, whatever.
These buildings underground, these cities underground,
Whatever.
cities
Right.
underwater.
Yeah, we've all
They
seen
don't
that.
deal with history. Megaliths, mechanical things. that
We're
are
not
found.
talking about
You
that.
had, like,
We're
you've
talking
taken-
about...
Botanica history doesn't explain those structures.
That's what this is all about. It's a part of that. It's trying to find
The
an
underwater
alternative.
ones?
Huh?
It doesn't explain the underwater structures.
No. Are you trying to say, like, the underwater cities were before Moses? I should say Noah.
I don't know.
Because we know there's shit underwater. We know there was a flood. Apparently. You can't deny there was a flood.
With some catastrophe. Yeah.
No,
I never denied there was a flood. The Bible talked about a flood. Yeah, happens to be true.
yeah, it seems like it would make sense.
Who built it? Jesus and the Power Rangers?
Dude,
Who the fuck
like,
built
I
that
don't know,
shit?
Like Steve or Javier, like, what do you want me to fucking say? I don't know what the guy's name was that built it. Like, I'm sure it was a bunch of people. And, like, it was humans that
But
built
you,
it. Like, that it
according to
wasn't something
Britannica, what we had for technology and shit back then, we couldn't build it.
Well, the thing is, and we don't want to discredit what, man and people are capable of doing either. I mean,
Even today, we couldn't build this shit.
Like, do you listen to, like, really complex music and think to yourself, there's no way a human played that?
That's not quite the same as lifting heavy shit.
I think more the older structures are more fascinating than the newer one. But even some of those, like China, with that railway through the mountain, not railway, but roads through the mountain. I don't know. It just looks like.
You know about, like, leverage and stuff. You know, like
Are
that-
they really taking the time with horse and buggy and rope to lift this crown up on pulleys? They're like, all right, whack the horses in the ass.
You don't need
To
a
lift the
horse
crown
and
of
buggy
this
to
thing
do
and put
it.
it
You
up there
can
to
do
pray
it
to
with the
Jesus in a
triple.
better way.
You can do it with the triple pulley system, like it's a power to weight ratio.
Damn, do it!
God
To fucking
damn it,
pray to
man.
Jesus.
Dude, what are you fucking for, dude? Come on, snap out of it. Like,
You have to
snap
see this
out of it.
thing up close and
Holy
personal
shit,
to appreciate it.
Okay.
Like,
All right.
are you familiar with, like, car jacks, for example? Like how it's like you're lifting up a car with your hand.
Familiar with what?
Oh, am I breaking up?
Well, you're a little low.
Well, like, you've used a car jack before, yes?
I use what?
A car jack.
Yeah.
So, you're lifting up a car with your hand, right?
With a lever.
I understand how that works. They, in the 1800s or 1700s, they weren't doing that.
I know they didn't have hydraulics that I know of back then, but, like, all I'm saying is that, like, leverage, and just like Ian was saying, like, with pulleys, you can actually like reduce the amount of work that you have to do to move something,
Yeah.
like to lift something up.
What motivates somebody to spend 20 years to build a thing like this? What motivates them? The power of Jesus' love?
Just power.
Get the fuck out of here.
Power.
Well, they'd have to have paper and pen, really. I just find all this hard. I suppose they could have used slate and chalk and done all the plans on slate and chalk, or papaya leaves, or.
This wasn't very long ago. Like, we've had paper for a long time, you know?
Yeah.
I can't see them building this today, at least in this town of fucking fluoridated
It would be
idiots.
too expensive. People aren't willing to spend that much money.
But they had more money in the past, you're saying.
No, all I'm saying is that, like, they
And
had
better
more power.
quality everything.
They had more power in the past. Like, that was a monument, like a testament to how fucking powerful a group or somebody was.
And it just happens to be the same architectural design as all around the world.
Well,
Where
yeah.
they're like,
Yes,
okay, we got to
that-
build this
that-
church. It's got to be the two steeples this far apart, and it's got to have the crosses on the top, and it has to look like Rome, Romania, Australia, fucking Africa. It's got to look like that. And we're talking to them because we have the internet back then, and we all have the same architectural. Fuck off! Seriously.
And don't forget, Australia only had 50,000 people in the whole country when they were building these big buildings. And half of them were women and children. So, but anyway.
Yeah, we could build that. We could do it again.
Yeah,
That's no
and
problem.
This is why you people are going to keep wiping your ass with your bare hands for fucking centuries.
I don't
'Cause
wipe
you're
my hands.
so inept. You cannot reach a new concept. Ever. You're stuck. You're all stuck in this. It's got to be like this. I'm going to make it fucking happen. In my number.
Made a very
Go fuck your mother's God. Go fuck her
What is the
God.
new concept? What's the new concept? Like, we didn't build this. That's it?
yeah, that's it. As far as
No,
I
The
can
new concept is you can't grasp that we didn't build it.
I'm actually pretty open-minded, bro.
What if the Stone Age wasn't a
If you
dark
did-
age? What if the Stone Age was actually an enlightening age where they
Yeah,
built
well, that's a good distinction. Yeah, that's a good possibility, actually.
that kind of thing that history is
Yeah,
like? It's just
right.
twisted. Something's wrong with it.
Yeah, the Dark Age wasn't the Dark Age. I mean, I'm willing to believe that. Like I said, I'm open-minded. I mean, if you give me some good evidence, I'm like, I'll look at it.
You have to look at the evidence. You're not even willing to. I can't just do a
You're
fucking
not giving us
presentation right now.
anything, bro. You're not giving us anything.
I'm trying to
Just like-
spark interest, not give you everything, like
You're
feed
saying
me,
that-
where you just open your mouth and I put the sandwich in your mouth and you just,
Okay, well,
and then I
you're-
make your jaw go up and down so you chew it. That's what you want me to do, is to chew your sandwich for you. I'm trying to make you hungry.
Dude, I want
Isn't the
to
Stone
see
Age when we were cavemen? But they were building beautiful things. I don't know.
Yeah, whatever. It's the sort of
awesome shit.
This is like super aggressive, Jibby. I don't even get it.
Because I am sitting on fucking 15,000 hours of shit I can't
Yeah,
say
you're not
here
sharing
because
it.
you people can't understand that you can smell your finger.
No, you can't say it.
That's
You're
what
just
you
like,
people are like.
understand it.
You're like, wait a minute. And I'm like, apparently I can't mention this then, because if you can't handle that, you're not going to handle that. So I can't even get anybody to fucking step gaga goo goo. I can't even get anybody
I'm
there.
thinking,
It's
like,
frustrating.
I'm feeling like you probably
Okay,
have
bro.
like fuck all.
Simply the best channel.
So, you know what we're going to do? We're going to talk about Bertrand Russell and Alex Jones, and we're going to talk about all the things on your channel, Hitch. That's what we're going to do for the next 20 years, because you can't get to gaga goo goo past that. There's so much fucking crazy, awesome shit past that your mind can't bridge.
So they built it with magic of their minds, and black people obviously built it because they used
Black
the mind
people
power to
obviously
do it.
built
Yeah,
it. Black
fucking A, they
Indians
did. Yeah,
and
right. I read
Jesus
that
people.
bullshit before.
That's who
Come on,
built
dude.
it.
Get
Yes,
the fuck
let's
out
go
of
with
it.
that.
What
And
is
fuck
wrong?
all, and pray to Jesus on Sunday.
Yeah, right.
And,
They built it
and
with
the
the
fucking
magic.
basket's
They
going to
built
come
it
around
with the
one more
magic of
time
their
this
minds.
month. So it's now 16 times the basket gets slammed up out under your nose. Donate. Yeah, Arwen needs 1,000 subscribers. Donate.
Yeah, but, dude, what are you talking about? Who? I don't know what you're talking
Everybody knows
about.
Arwen. Come on.
Oh, well, I guess I'm the exception to the rule, but yeah, I guess let's see, I've seen him on Oakley's channel. Okay, he needs 1,000 subscribers. Well, good for him. I don't care about that, but like that's yeah.
These
you're
things
off.
were repurposed. They weren't built. These fucking
They
crosses
built it
have
with
nothing
their mind
to do with
power.
Jesus.
Mind power.
If you can't get past it, the
Obviously.
crosses have nothing to do with Jesus.
The
I can't tell you
Anunnaki
anymore.
did it. They built
Because you can't accept it.
ships out of bricks so they could like fly into the atmosphere to save their planet. So they They were harvesting the gold, right? Yeah, Zechariah Sitchin.
No,
Yeah,
the
right.
problem
And
is-
fucking
Zechariah
obviously that shit is fucking real, and we
Nobody believes Zachariah Sitchin shit anymore. That was just a
Why?
fucking...
No, the Anunnaki built that shit for sure.
The Anunnaki.
We couldn't have done it. Like us people couldn't have done it. As Zechariah
The buildings were there when you got
the
there.
Anunnaki built that.
No, we built it back in a time
Who?
before we lost the knowledge.
Before the English went to America.
300 years ago, 500 years ago, 600 years ago.
It's at least
10,000.
500 years old.
You say it's 500 years old. Okay,
At
I'll look
least.
into that. I'll look into the age.
But this town wasn't settled until the 1700s.
The church we're looking at now is called what?
St. Anne's.
St. Anne's.
Oh,
Okay.
we've got a St. Anne's here, and it looks just like that. Not quite so big and beautiful.
There you go! That's what I'm saying!
Oh my God!
It looked the St. Anne's in Australia. It looked like the St. Anne's in
pyramid. It's
Boston.
amazing. Like, who would ever thunk it? like you guys are so funny. A pile of sand looks like a pyramid, and pyramids look like piles of sand. And oh my God, like it's like all around the world, people did that.
Did you just hear what
It's
she
the first
said? She has a
primal
St. Anne's
treasure.
near her in Australia that looks like this. This is 50 miles south of Boston. How the fuck were they on the phone with each other, the architects, to build the exact same fucking design?
Why do they need to be on the
Same
phone?
patterns worldwide.
Shut up,
You know what? I understand you guys don't want to change your diapers, but eventually they get dirty and you got to change them
Back then,
and put on a fresh
everything
diaper.
would have been patented, so somebody would have had this design, and you would have been able to build it without paying for the patent. It's the kind of world we live in.
So they were sending architectural designs across the world. That's why the same cobblestone is in Boston, in Rome, in Venice. Hundreds of years ago, they had the exact same cobblestone, the exact same designs, the exact same Colosseums. There's Colosseums all over America, if you didn't know. They just don't highlight them. There are obelisks all over America, if you didn't know.
Look at
You know what they say the obelisk came from? They came from boats. They put an obelisk on a boat. They cut it in pieces, brought it on a boat, and brought it as a gift, because that's what people do for gifts. They don't go to Walmart and Target and go, fucking, I have to buy gifts, people. Fuck. No, they put a giant obelisk on a boat and spend 10 years bringing it. That's a gift. That's how you give a gift to somebody, right?
In England, that's what they did with Cleopatra's Needle. They
You made a
apparently they put it
giant
on-
phallic symbol. Ah, right.
And they
that's-
sold London Bridge. There's a space where you go
it's a
there,
phallic symbol. Good.
and there's no London Bridge. It just says London Bridge, and it's missing. And it's a small London Bridge. It's not the big one that everybody knows. And they tricked this millionaire into buying London Bridge, and he thought he was buying the big London Bridge, but he's just buying this little one. But he ended up taking it, shipping it off somewhere anyway.
Yeah,
Apparently.
yeah, they're giant phallic symbols is what they are, and that's where you get the needle, Washington's needle, and it overstands the water, right? It's an impregnation, right? You understand what I mean? Like, it's associated with power. Like, it's not a difficult fucking concept. God damn it,
They're all
dude!
sexy.
Like, you don't have to be like the aliens must have fucking done it with their UFOs and shit. That's
See, the thing is, like, no, it's not alien. You don't need to put up phallic symbols to say you know how to have sex and conceive. You only do that once you know how to make
is it prominent in your mind? Do you want your vagina filled up? Because I bet you do. I'm just simply saying, like, it's not a difficult concept. Like,
Actually,
that's
no, I
a
don't.
powerful thing. It's a human sort of
Don't want my vagina
biological
filled up. That's a man thing.
imperative.
That's a male concept.
Okay, yeah, right. So women don't want to have children. You're right. So we would all just die out.
Having
It's
children is different than
unfortunate.
having your vagina filled up.
You know what the hell
Yeah. Naughty, not eyes.
Not I. Illuminati.
Record. I don't know. I don't know how to describe it.
Yeah, I don't have an official name for it.
land?
No,
you're talking about?
not exactly. I think because where does your sight exactly materialize? The part of your brain that deciphers sight is at the back of your head. Your brain never sees daylight.
No, it's not the back of your head. No, you're not wrong. You're wrong. Well, I don't. Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead. Hey.
See,
Well, there's
I
a great
wonder
many
if we
things
lost
going on.
technology when we went back to fire because we didn't know about electricity for a long time. Fire was the big thing, but it's not. It's electricity.
Hitch, what's fire?
No one knows, do they?
I don't think so. I don't think there's a
I mean,
fire. It's the
combustion
ignition of
something
gases in the material.
It's a reaction.
They're called,
would advance clever people need to put giant penises and dicks all over,
No,
vagina.
it's a.
I gotta make my bullets look like a dick. I gotta make my rockets look like a dick.
It's creative energy is what it shows. It's symbolic of creative energy, right? You take the male and the female, and that's creative energy, right? So that's what you want to imply. Like, this is a creative culture. Like, we're virulent. Like, we have the male and the female. We're going to make shit happen. And that's how you would sort of, right, for your actually ancient ancestors would understand it. You wouldn't, but your ancestors.
Why does every female of every species go into season, but you expect human females to be in season 24/7? Why is that?
Who expects that?
You guys do.
Men will have sex with anything, whether it's fucking in season or not, because they can. Because men are always virulent. They don't have to have a season.
Well, because they can't control themselves, you mean?
Yeah. Oh, is that what you'd say?
I don't know. You tell me.
Yeah, right, men. Yeah, right. Men are like, I can procreate. Yes, absolutely.
No, most men can't control themselves. They fuck
totally. Yeah, you're not wrong. Yeah, you're not like, oh, she's in season. I mean, if she'll lay down and have sex with you, are you ready to take the gamble? Yeah, absolutely. I'll procreate right now. Yeah, that's not right. But that's a woman thing. I don't really know, but it's not a bad thing. You know, I'm not like frowning upon it. I'm just saying, like, right, okay, yeah. Will you take the chance and be like, maybe she's in season? Absolutely. I'll reproduce right fucking now. Like,
no, you just fucking go.
Yeah, right, you'll go. Right. You don't care. I mean, you know, boy, that's up to the women.
It really is. That's why it's the matriarchy.
Yeah, it is a matriarchy. Yeah, the women rule the system. We're just like, you know, right, but whatever. Yeah, it's actually, I'm popular in the side chat. People are talking smack about me. I'll be gentle. Yes, women are.
Don't be a bitch ass nigga.
Yeah.
Men are talking. Shut up, women.
Yeah. All you people in the side chat, you're all a bunch of cucks.
That's a really important thing for everybody to remember.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not. You know, we all have our biology. I'm not, like, again, I'm not putting anybody down. Like, you have your imperative, I have mine, you know. Right.
Has anybody found the toilets from the ancient structures? Yeah.
There's no toilets in the ancient structures.
They didn't.
The ancient structures have no toilets.
What does that mean?
They were piss drinkers.
I don't know what it means, but it means that they didn't need to shit or throw garbage away because there's no landfills or toilets or industry.
I'm totally
At the churches, you mean, Jibby? At the churches?
No, in the ancient. Everything. There's no toilets, there's no garbage landfills, and there's no industry.
You're talking about skyscrapers. You got ancient skyscrapers that you're going to roll out for us? Because I want to see
Actually,
them.
I
You're
do.
talking about a church. Okay.
You want to see them?
Yeah, I would like to see them.
All right.
Ancient. So it's like,
There's a motel that the Rockefellers owned, and there's a big story, a video about it, how they opened it up and it's like 100 rooms or something, and there was only one toilet in the whole building, and that was in the janitor's room. And so it hit the newspaper, and everybody kicked up a stink because they paid all this money to stay in this motel, and there was no toilets. But then somebody else said, well, they were using bedpans and things in those days, so.
well, bedpans.
Yeah, here's your ancient skyscrapers right here. These are 700-800 years old. They're called star towers, basically, because they're in the shape of a star. And there's about
700 or 800 years old.
700 of these,
Okay, let's
whatever,
say
all over
700
China.
years.
They're all over China, and they're skyscrapers.
Oh, wow.
Skyscrapers all over China.
They look like they're pretty tall. They don't seem to be like the tree next to it.
Well, they're basically skyscrapers for the, even in our standards, they're skyscrapers.
They're in China.
They were called star towers. You can look them
How
up.
tall were they, do you think? We don't have a scale, so no scale.
They're different sizes, but I'm trying to give you a scale here. Like, look at the full-size trees and around these things. Here's a telephone pole. Give you a scale.
Yeah, it's like,
Where's the telephone pole at?
Right here. It looks like there's a telephone pole here. It looks like there is.
that must be at least 50 to 70 feet tall.
Yeah, telephone pole.
50 big fat feet.
These things are carbon dated to 700 years ago, but I don't trust carbon dating, but still, there's like 700-800 of these things all over China. There may be more. It could be 70,000.
What's it called? Wait. Oh, damn
That's
it.
like 6 flights of stairs, dude.
What was it called, dude? Oh, look at mysterious. What's it called? Mysterious.
All that mysterious earthquake-proof star tower. Just put in Star Towers, China. That's it.
Star towers. Okay.
That's like an apartment
So they're
complex.
observation towers, is what the fuck they are.
We don't know what they were really for.
Yeah, I'll do observation towers.
There's documentaries and shit, even on YouTube, that will go inside of them. And they're in earthquake territory. That's another thing. They're in earthquake country. There's lots of shaking, there's lots of quakes, and these things are still standing. They were built to withstand them.
It's pretty badass.
It is badass. And a lot of people think that they were built for defense. So you get up in the Star Tower, and now you have kind of leverage. You have advantage over your attackers, but that's just a theory. And then we have Star Forts, besides these, all around the world. And if you haven't heard of Star Forts by now, get your head out of your ass. These are just Star Towers. These are just one...
You're talking about star-shaped forts.
Yeah, they're
everywhere.
Sided.
Yeah,
They look
those
like
are
stars.
those are engineered for a specific reason, though. Like attackers had to attack the
They
point of the
don't
tower.
know.
And you could,
They asked
yeah,
people in the
okay,
town what they were built for. The people in the
It's not
town
American.
around these
Well,
things
then
can only
fucking
guess.
baby
in
Jesus.
Australia?
Go ahead. All right, go ahead. Jesus. Yeah, we don't know what they were. We don't know how they evolved and why they became what they were. Like, this is ridiculous, dude. We know why. There's like it's strategic. There's a sort of imperative, right? Why you would engineer a star tower.
Yeah.
Like the point defense. Yeah, right.
Yeah. You would want to build a tower next to a fucking mountain.
Yeah, well,
where
you would.
just go to the
Why
top
not
of the
make it
mountain
like a
and
fucking
shoot bows and arrows at your attackers? Why the fuck would you build a tower?
Why not build it like baby? I mean, if you're a Jesus.
Back in time, we get more. We've got everything and better stuff than we've got now. It's better built. I mean, some of that stuff's still standing.
Well, if you go with the Vedas, I mean, they would say that subtle intelligence preceded matter, and that's what formed matter. Like, it proceeds from intellect, if you will. It's a difficult way to describe it, but right, that's what they would say. And I kind of like that idea. I think that makes more sense than, like, something came out of nothing and, you know, like that whole rubbish.
Yeah, like all we have to do is be there to perceive it. Like, you know, the whole tree falling in the witch thing is actually a lot more complex than it's given credit for.
Yeah, well, probably. I mean,
Yeah, it makes a sound. It's just you're not there to hear it. It's going to make a thud as it hits the ground. So that's going to be
But like a sound
a vibration.
is something that's perceived.
And the earth and the birds,
Sound until I
animals,
hear it.
that they'll hear that. They'll feel the vibration.
look, you're asserting a great many things. I'm saying that God is playing hide and seek with himself. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you're like, well, yeah, oh, absolutely, it would fucking make a sound. Well, I don't know if it would or not. I'm saying God's playing hide and seek with himself. Like, why else would this place be? There should be nothing. That's what I say.
Even if you go God and himself, like it's a he, you lose me from there.
Okay,
Yeah,
well then
I'm sorry to fucking break it to you.
God is a hermaphrodite, of course, and there's actually.
Well, it's not a it doesn't exist. It's
okay, it doesn't exist.
I know you
know.
don't think it exists. That's why I'm giving you a hard time about being mad about what the gender is that people believe.
Yeah, gender's real, though. Yeah, I hate to say it to y'all, but gender's real. Like, even the old metaphysical traditions believe that. The light, the dark, like it's the, right, that's a,
Yeah.
they've even
But if you
seen
put
that.
the chemical hormone that's inside women inside of men, men start acting feminine. Their gender is real as far as genitalia. But a lot of men are women on the inside because of the chemical induction being put into foods.
No fucking
Right,
way.
Hitch?
Sorry, go ahead.
Well, when
I'll
I
take
was
my
young, I never wanted to do the dishes. Like, just didn't want to do them. I don't know where that comes from.
I don't know where that came from at all.
I still don't want to do the dishes.
I got a dishwasher. Fuck the dishes.
There you go.
But the cops, she gon' ride just like my dog. Till I put it on and let fall. Gorilla let it drag on the floor. I forgot to get the money lay low. But the cops, she gon' ride just like my dog. Till I put it on and let fall. Gorilla let it drag on the floor. I forgot to get the money lay